The soft clink of my knitting needles was the only sound in my quiet Atlanta living room. I sat in my armchair, finishing a baby blanket for my son Mark's unborn child, each stitch woven with love. My husband, Henry, was out in his workshop as usual, leaving me alone with my thoughts. The silence in our 32-year marriage was familiar, but with my daughter-in-law Jenna, it was a war zone. Afternoon light filtered through the blinds, catching the gray in my hair I'd once worn proudly at Mark's graduation. I set the blanket down, my heart racing for tomorrow's baby shower. I'd spent weeks planning the shower, pouring my savings into Jenna's dream venue, a charming garden estate she'd raved about. I wanted to give her something special, to show I cared, despite her coldness. I'd also knitted a soft yellow blanket, a gift from my heart, hoping it'd bridge the gap between us. But deep down, I braced for her rejection. Jenna had a way of making me feel small, like I didn't belong in my own son's life. At the shower, I stood in my best dress, watching Jenna open gifts. The estate was perfect, roses blooming, tables draped in lace I'd chosen. When she reached my blanket, I held my breath. She lifted it, then laughed, loud and sharp. "A handmade blanket? Margaret, this is so quaint. Did you get it from a thrift store?" The room erupted in chuckles, Mark's included. My face burned. I'd spent hours on that blanket, pouring love into every stitch, and she turned it into a joke. I smiled. I nodded. But inside, I was shattering. How dare she humiliate me? I excused myself, slipping into the venue's office. My hands shook as I dialed the manager. "Cancel the rest of the booking," I said, voice steady. "Refund my deposit." The manager stammered, but I was firm. "Do it." The venue, Jenna's dream for her post-baby celebration, was gone. I returned to the party, my smile fixed, and left early without a word. Let her feel the sting now. I'd always dreamed Mark's marriage would bring our family closer. I raised him to be loyal, kind, a man who'd choose a good partner. When he met Jenna, a marketing exec with a bright smile, I was overjoyed. They got engaged after a year, and I threw myself into helping, suggesting florists, sharing recipes, offering traditions from my own wedding. Henry stayed out of it, tinkering with his tools. I told myself, this is my chance to bond with Jenna. But Jenna didn't want me. My ideas were outdated. My stories about Mark's childhood? Boring. I'd call to check in. She'd text back, curt and dismissive. I thought she was busy, so I kept trying, baking her favorite cookies, offering to host a bridal tea. She'd thank me, then ignore me. I felt like an intruder in my son's life. The first crack came at their engagement party. I'd spent days cooking, peach cobbler, deviled eggs, a spread to make them proud. Jenna arrived late, barely glancing at the table. When I suggested a family toast, she smirked. "Margaret, that's so old school." Mark laughed, and I swallowed the hurt. Later, washing dishes, Henry said, "You're pushing too hard." Pushing too hard? For my own son? Jenna's slights kept coming. She'd cut off my venue suggestions with, "We've got it, Margaret." My offer to sew napkins? Too crafty. At a family cookout, someone asked about my knitting. Jenna giggled. "Margaret's stuck in the 70s. Everyone laughed, and I shrank, my smile a mask. I kept helping, kept loving. But inside, I was fading. I wrote in my journal, "She's stealing my place, and Mark doesn't see it." The baby shower was my breaking point. Jenna's laugh, quaint, like a thrift store, cut deeper than any insult. I'd given her my time, my money, my heart, and she mocked me in front of 50 guests. Canceling the venue felt like justice. I didn't tell Mark. I didn't confront Jenna. I drove home, my heart a mix of rage and relief. She'll learn to respect me now. 3 days later, the doorbell rang. I opened it to find Mark, eyes swollen, tears streaming. "Mom, why'd you cancel the venue?" He choked. My chest tightened. "Jenna told you?" He shook his head. "The manager called. Jenna's a mess. She thinks you despise her." I stood frozen. My anger wavered. "She mocked my gift, Mark. Laughed at me in front of everyone." Mark's voice cracked. "She didn't mean it, Mom. She's been spiraling, trying to impress you. She found your journal in the guest room. She read it. Your love, your pain. She's sorry." I blinked, stunned. My journal? Where I'd written all my hurt. "She doesn't value me," I whispered, but my voice shook. "She's terrified of you," Mark said. "Your strength, your traditions. She feels like she'll never measure up. She jokes to cope." He handed me a note. Jenna's handwriting. "Read this." I took it, hands trembling, and sent him to the kitchen. Alone, I opened the note. "Margaret, I'm so sorry. I mocked your blanket because I'm scared I'll never be the mother you are. Your journal showed me your heart, your sacrifices. I don't deserve your kindness, but I'm begging for a chance." Tears stung my eyes. Jenna, the polished girl who once laughed at me, was scared of me? I sat, my anger dissolving. I'd seen her mockery as cruelty, but it was insecurity. I'd canceled her dream venue to hurt her, but I'd wounded Mark too. I called the manager, my voice unsteady. "Rebook the estate, my card." It cost extra. I paid it. Then I drove to their apartment. Jenna opened the door, eyes red. "Margaret?" I handed her the booking confirmation. "I was wrong," I said. "I let my pride blind me. You're not perfect, but I'm not either. Let's start over." She sobbed, hugging me. "I'm so sorry." I hugged back, my heart lighter. So am I. A year later, I sat in their nursery, rocking my granddaughter, Jenna knitting beside me. We'd rebuilt, slowly, honestly. Mark helped, and Henry finally admitted he'd left me to carry too much alone. I wrote in a new journal. "I thought she wronged me, but I wronged her too. We're family now, stitch by stitch.